Just like many others, I counted the days until H-Mart opened up here in Las Vegas. When I lived in Colorado Springs, there was an H-Mart in Denver, and any trip up north always included a stop at H-Mart. For those of you who don't know yet, I spent many years living in Korea as an English teacher, and it created in me a love of all things Korean. Not just a love, after all that time, a type of nostalgia, a feeling of coming home. I drove past H-Mart on the day that it opened, and while I knew it would be worth the wait in line, I did not want to have to rush to deal with the crowds. I wanted to be able to savor and explore. So it actually took me a few weeks before I visited for the first time, and even after a few weeks, it was still busy. A good indicator on how well received the store was here in Las Vegas. When you enter H-Mart, you first encounter the home goods area. With the rise of the popularity of Korean soap opera, there has been a greater understanding of how items are used differently in Korea, and also how different items are required for Korean cooking. My mom once remarked that she had never used her kitchen scissors for anything but cutting packaging and string until she visited Korea and saw how much scissors are used to cut up vegetables and meat, and now she can't imagine her kitchen without several sets of good scissors. Past the home goods, you get to the fruits and vegetable sections. Personally, this is one of the main reasons I have been looking forward to getting an H-Mart here in Las Vegas, because of tropical fruits that you can just not reliably get anywhere else. I immediately grabbed a big bag of lychees, and I am really going to be enjoying them. If you're not used to shopping at Asian market, the displays of fruit and vegetables could be overwhelming. It just shows how limited the vegetable selections are here in America, but even that is changing. You used to only be able to find 2 types of mushrooms at your local grocery store. These days, you're often able to find 4 types. There is still a lot of vegetables that most Americans are just not used to. But for anyone wanting to explore more diverse cultures, this makes shopping for more obscure vegetables much easier. If you're starting to explore Korean food more, look out for their pre-made meal sets. They offer the opportunity to try something new without the stress of finding ingredients that you are not familiar with. At the vegetables, there are also a selection of pre-made meal sets for soups and stews that have everything you need, plus the instruction, a good place to start. Korea has a culture of being willing to pay more for superior products, and this includes fruit. Here in America, you can buy meat for $5 a pound, $10 a pound, $20 a pound, and we all understand that the difference is in the quality and the taste. In Korea, and here in H-Mart, you can buy fruit at a higher price that is better quality, better tasting, or just have a more aesthetically pleasing look. Of course, there's a huge selection of kimchi. In Korea, you can get kimchi with everything. Literally, you can get kimchi with your hamburger. It comes as part of almost every meal. And there's a good reason for it. It's high in vitamins and minerals. It's also really good for your digestion. So it really does complement every meal. At the back, beyond the fruits and vegetables, are a selection of pre-made foods and banchan. Banchan is the Korean side dishes, without which no meal in Korea is complete. I did a breakdown of banchan when I did a video of Star Kisa at this Cheongdam food hall, and that was very well received. I will eventually make a full video of just the banchan available here at H-Mart and what it is that you are seeing. I make a lot of banchan at home, but like most Koreans also, I also sometimes just get some pre-made versions because it's easy. If you would like a video of the different types of banchan, please consider dropping me a note. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to me, and it really helps to encourage me to keep going. Wandering the Korean snack aisles is like coming home to me. I have my favorite candies, my favorite cookies, and my favorite chips, and my favorite snacks. While I highly encourage everyone to try out as many different things as possible, I do find that I tend to come back to the same things over and over again. I love the shelf-stable pre-packaged Korean meals. There are some, like the tteokbokki, that I always have in my pantry. There's also a very large variety that you can find that have all the spices and additives that you would need to add to a pot of meat and vegetable. My pantry is an international market. I have German and Indian and yes, a whole selection of possible Korean meals. H-Mart also has a very large fridge selection of pre-made meals. I have honestly not tried out many of them, since I prefer to get fresh made rather than packaged pre-made. If anyone has any experience of, or if you know of any that I really should try, please let me know. But for me, if the option is to get kimbap from the fridge that I have no idea how long ago it was made, or kimbap made that morning with a date and time, the choice is clear. Korea has a seafood culture, and you would think that living in Las Vegas in the middle of the desert, nowhere near the coast, finding good, fresh, quality seafood would be difficult, but in fact, Las Vegas has some of the freshest seafood around. This is because seafood is literally flown into Vegas daily from various distribution centers on both coasts and Alaska, and the volume brings the price down. A whole plane of seafood costs a lot less per volume than just a few coolers traveling to some other cities. But even then, the seafood selection here at H-Mart is at a whole new level. They carry seafood here that is just not very common outside of Korea. The H-Mart freezer selection is legendary. People lined up just to get the trendy, Instagram-worthy ice creams. Personally, I stock up with my known and trusted favorites. Just before checking out, there's a selection of Korean desserts. Firstly, pre-made rice cakes and bakery items, and then some made in the store. As you can see, they are very popular. No celebration in Korea is complete without a selection of rice cakes. They are a lot of work to make yourselves. They don't store well, however, so a place to get some fresh made rice cakes are bound to be popular. As always, we end our walkthrough with what I bought.